Tonight's story is the rice chest trap. Let's begin.
The apartment was too clean. Claire noticed it the moment she stepped inside. That antiseptic smell, like hospitals, like something being covered up. Marcus had already thrown back the curtains, revealing identical buildings stretching toward the horizon. Perfect, right? His voice was bright, hopeful. And the price is incredible. She wanted to agree. After 3 months of cramped studios and roach-infested walk-ups, this should have felt like salvation. 2 bedrooms, modern appliances, hardwood floors gleaming in the afternoon light. But something was wrong. "Why so cheap?" she asked. Marcus shrugged, already moving toward the kitchen. "Landlord wants it rented fast. Been empty for a while." "How long? Does it matter?" He opened cabinets, inspecting pristine shelves. "Claire, we're not going to find anything better. Not in our budget." He was right. She knew he was right. But as she walked through the living room, her footsteps echoed wrong. Too hollow, like the floor was hungry for sound. Claire moved down the hallway, running her hand along the wall. The paint was fresh. So fresh, she could still smell it beneath the antiseptic, covering something. The first bedroom was empty, unremarkable. The second door stuck when she tried to open it. "Marcus? Hold on." He was leaving a message for the landlord. "I'm on the phone." She pushed harder. The door gave suddenly. Inside, the room was identical to the first, empty, clean. But in the corner, near the closet, the floorboards were a different shade, newer. "He'll call back," Marcus said from behind her, making her jump. "What do you think? Should we take it?" Claire looked at him, at his exhausted eyes from working double shifts to save for the deposit. They'd been sleeping on his sister's couch for weeks. They needed this. "Okay," she heard herself say. "Let's take it." The smile that spread across his face made her forget the wrongness, at least for a moment. They moved in on Saturday. Marcus worked his hospital shift while Claire unpacked alone. By evening, she'd almost convinced herself the unease was just nerves, new place anxiety, nothing more. Then she found the teeth. They were in the kitchen, rolling around in the back of the utensil drawer. 4 of them, molars, still stained with old blood at the roots. Claire's hand jerked back. The teeth skittered across the counter. Someone's teeth in their apartment. She grabbed a paper towel, wrapped them up, threw the bundle in the trash. Then she scrubbed her hands until they were raw. The water ran so hot it burned. "Just forgot them," she muttered. "Previous tenants. People forget things. But who forgets their teeth?" Marcus came home after midnight, too tired to notice her tension. She didn't mention the teeth, didn't want him to think she was crazy. They ate leftover pizza in bed and fell asleep to a nature documentary, the narrator's voice filling the empty spaces. Claire woke at 3:17 a.m. Something was rolling across the floor. She lay perfectly still, listening. The apartment was dark except for streetlight filtering through the curtains. Marcus snored softly beside her. The sound came again, a gentle rolling, like marbles on hardwood. Coming from the living room. She slipped out of bed, her feet silent on the cold floor. The hallway stretched before her, longer than she remembered. The living room was empty, furniture casting strange shadows. Nothing was rolling. Nothing moved. But on the coffee table, arranged in a perfect line, were the teeth. Claire's breath caught. She'd thrown them away. She'd taken the trash to the chute herself. But here they were, lined up like soldiers, gleaming white in the darkness. She grabbed them, feeling their smooth hardness against her palm. She marched to the kitchen and threw them in the trash, dumped coffee grounds on top. Then she went back to bed and lay awake until dawn, listening to Marcus breathe. There was a rational explanation. There always was. The teeth were on the bathroom sink the next morning. "Marcus, did you—" she started. But he was already running late, grabbing his keys. "Sorry, babe. Back-to-back shifts. Don't wait up." He kissed her forehead and was gone before she could finish. Claire stood in the bathroom doorway, staring at the teeth. 4 perfect molars, arranged in a neat row. She picked one up, turned it over in her fingers. There was something carved on it, tiny letters etched into the enamel. She held it up to the light. "Asterisk, help me." The tooth slipped from her fingers. It clattered into the sink. She grabbed it, grabbed all of them. This time she didn't throw them away. She put them in a plastic bag and shoved the bag into her purse. If they kept coming back, at least they wouldn't be in the apartment. She needed to know more. The building superintendent was a thin man with nicotine-stained fingers. He looked at her like she was wasting his time. Previous tenants? He flipped through a greasy ledger. Last tenant was a woman, Sarah Chen. Moved out about 6 months ago. Moved out or... His eyes went cold. She's gone. You're here now. That's all that matters. Do you have a forwarding address? He laughed. A wet, rattling sound. Lady, you think people leave forwarding addresses? She broke her lease, left in the middle of the night. Did anything happen to her? The superintendent's expression shifted. Something dangerous slid behind his eyes. You having problems with the apartment? No, because if you're having problems, maybe this place isn't right for you, He closed the ledger with a snap. Plenty of people want it. Plenty.
Claire left, her hand shaking.
In her car, she searched her phone for Sarah Chen. Nothing. She tried variations. Sarah Chen missing. Sarah Chen disappeared. The results were generic. Useless. Then she searched the building address. A news article appeared. 8 months old. Archived on a local blog. The headline made her stomach drop. Asterisk woman reports harassment by landlord. Case dropped due to lack of evidence. No name, but the address matched. She read it twice, certain phrases catching her eye. Asterisk systematic intimidation. Hidden cameras. Threats of violence. Victim recanted testimony after series of break-ins. The victim recanted, or disappeared. Claire drove home in a daze. The apartment felt different now. Not just wrong, but actively hostile. She walked through each room looking for cameras, for anything hidden. In the second bedroom, she knelt by the new floorboards, ran her fingers along the seam. They were loose. Her heart hammered. Claire pried at the edge. The boards came up easily, too easily, like they'd been removed many times before. Beneath them was a small space, maybe 2 feet deep, and inside that space was a bag. A plastic shopping bag tied at the top. Claire's hands shook as she opened it. Teeth, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. Some still had roots attached. Some were carved with messages. Others were just teeth, baby teeth, adult teeth. Wisdom teeth pulled too early. A collection. Sarah Chen's collection. Or the apartment's collection. The distinction didn't seem to matter anymore. At the bottom of the bag was a phone. Dead. Claire recognized the case. She had the same one, different color. She turned it over. Taped to the back was a note, handwritten, shaky. Don't let him see you looking. The cameras are everywhere. Behind the vents. In the smoke detectors. He's always watching. If you found this, you already know too much. Get out. Don't pack. Don't explain. Just run. He won't let you leave once he knows you know. The note was unsigned. It didn't need to be. Claire looked up at the smoke detector directly above her. It looked normal, standard. But when she stood on a chair and examined it closer, she could see the tiny lens embedded in the plastic grill. Watching, always watching, her stomach turned. She grabbed the chair for balance. How long had she been here? 3 weeks? Had he been watching her shower? Watching her sleep? Watching every moment of her life in this space? She looked at the other vents, the other detectors. How many cameras were there? Her phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Asterisk found something interesting? Claire's blood went cold. Another text appeared. Asterisk. You should have left it alone. Sarah tried to leave too. She's still here, check the closet. Claire's hands shook. She backed away from the hidden space, from the bag of teeth. She needed Marcus, needed to call the police. But as she reached for her phone, the apartment lights flickered. Once, twice. Then they went out completely. In the darkness, she heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming from the hallway. Claire. The voice was soft, almost gentle, familiar. I'm disappointed. The lights came back on. Mr. Kim stood in the doorway. The landlord. But he wasn't smiling now. In his hand, he held a pair of pliers. The kind dentists use. Climax_effect. The apartment doesn't like people who snoop, he said. Claire backed away. Her shoulders hit the wall. Please, she managed. I won't tell anyone. I'll forget what I saw. You can't forget. He took a step closer. They all try to forget. Sarah tried. But the apartment remembers. It always remembers. Her eyes darted to the door. He was blocking it. Oh, what do you want? She whispered. Your teeth. he said simply. The apartment is hungry. It's always hungry. And you signed a lease. 1 year, you belong to it now. Behind him, the walls began to change. The paint bubbled, peeled, revealed something underneath. Not drywall, not wood, something organic, something that pulsed. The windows were disappearing, filling in with smooth, blank wall. The apartment was sealing itself, creating a perfect prison. No! Claire's voice cracked. This isn't real. This isn't... Oh, but it is. Mr. Kim's smile returned, but it was wrong now. Too wide. Too many teeth. The apartment has been hungry for a long time. Ever since Sarah stopped screaming. Ever since she got quiet and learned her place. He opened the pliers. They clicked. A wet, mechanical sound. Claire lunged for the kitchen. Her hand found the knife block. She grabbed the largest blade and swung. It connected. Solid. Real. Mr. Kim gasped. Warm liquid splashed across her hands. Then silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. Claire stood frozen, breathing hard, waiting for him to grab her. But nothing happened. She felt along the wall, found a light switch, flipped it. The lights came on. Mr. Kim was gone. But the blood was real, pooling on the kitchen floor. And in that blood, something was written, as if traced by an invisible finger. Asterisk, the apartment always wins. The front door stood open now, inviting, easy. Claire ran for it. She didn't care about her phone or her belongings or anything except getting out. She burst into the hallway and ran for the stairs, taking them 2 at a time. Behind her, she heard doors opening, all the doors on the 4th floor, opening in sequence. And from each apartment, the sound of teeth rolling across hardwood floors. Dozens of them, hundreds, cascading out into the hallway like a tide. A clicking, clattering wave that followed her down. Claire hit the ground floor and kept running. Out of the building, into the street, not stopping until she reached her car. She fumbled with the keys, started the engine, and drove. Just drove, with no destination, putting distance between herself and that building. Her phone buzzed in the apartment with a notification she couldn't hear. A text from Marcus's number. Asterisk. Where are you? I'm home. The landlord is here. He says you had an accident. Where are you? But Claire was already on the highway, watching the city shrink in her rearview mirror. 3 weeks later, she sat in a coffee shop 2 states away. Her sister's couch was comfortable enough, but she needed her own place, something affordable. She scrolled through apartment listings on a borrowed laptop. She found the perfect listing. 2 bedrooms, modern appliances, hardwood floors. The price was incredible. Too good to be true. Claire stared at the photos, at the gleaming kitchen, at the freshly painted walls, at the 2nd bedroom with its pristine closet. Her hand hovered over the touchpad. Behind her, someone laughed. A wet, rattling sound. She turned, but the coffee shop was full of strangers. None of them were paying her any attention. When she looked back at the screen, a new message had appeared in her email, from an address she didn't recognize. No subject line. She opened it. Inside was a single photo. Marcus, sitting in their old apartment, smiling at the camera. His mouth was open. Where his teeth should have been, there were only dark, bleeding gaps. Below the image, a caption in neat typeface. Asterisk. Your boyfriend misses you. We all do. The apartment misses you most of all. There's still room in the closet. Claire closed the laptop with shaking hands. On the table beside her coffee cup, something small and white gleamed. She picked it up, already knowing what it would be. A molar. Her molar. She ran her tongue along her teeth, counting. Came up 1 short. When had he taken it? She couldn't remember. Carved into the enamel, in letters so tiny she almost missed them, was a message. Asterisk. You can't leave. Outside the coffee shop window, a man in a suit walked past. He glanced at her through the glass and smiled. It was the superintendent from her old building. But that was impossible. He was 2 states away. She was sure of it. Except now he was crossing the street, heading for the coffee shop entrance. Claire stood, grabbed her bag, headed for the back exit. The door was locked. She tried the front, also locked. The other patrons kept drinking their coffee, scrolling their phones, completely oblivious. The superintendent entered. Behind him came Mr. Kim holding his pliers. Climax_effect. You really should have stayed, Mr. Kim said. His voice carried across the suddenly silent coffee shop. The apartment gets lonely without tenants, and you left such a mess. Blood on the floors, broken cameras, very disrespectful. Claire backed against the wall. I'm not going back. Oh, but you are, he smiled. Every person in the coffee shop smiled with him, their expressions identical, Synchronized. You signed a lease, 1 year. You've only been there 3 weeks. That's not how leases work. It's how my leases work. He took a step closer. The apartment owns you now. It owned you the moment you walked inside. Distance doesn't matter. State lines don't matter. You belong to it. The walls of the coffee shop were changing. The brick was becoming drywall. The windows were disappearing. The other patrons were gone now, or had never been there at all. It was just Claire and Mr. Kim and the superintendent, standing in a space that was rapidly becoming familiar. She was back in the apartment. The kitchen gleamed to her left. The hallway stretched to her right, leading to the bedroom, to the closet, to Sarah Chen's bones. "Now then," Mr. Kim said, raising his pliers, "let's discuss your teeth. I think we'll start with the molars. They have the most surface area for carving messages." Claire's hand found the knife block again. She grabbed a blade, but this time when she swung, it passed through him like he was made of smoke. He laughed. "I'm not really here. I'm never really anywhere. The apartment is everywhere." The closet door opened by itself. Inside was darkness, impossible depth, stacked bodies, waiting shadows. "Don't worry," Mr. Kim whispered. "Eventually, you'll stop screaming. They all do. And when you're quiet enough, when you've learned to follow the rules, I'll find someone new." Claire felt herself moving toward the closet, her legs carrying her against her will. The apartment was pulling her, claiming her, adding her to its collection. "Someone like your sister," Mr. Kim added. "She's been looking for a place, hasn't she? And I have such a good listing. The price is incredible." Claire tried to scream, but her mouth wouldn't open. Her jaw was locked. Her teeth clenched so tight she thought they might shatter. The closet swallowed her. The door closed. Somewhere in the darkness, Sarah Chen's bones shifted to make room. In the living room, the apartment settled into itself. Content. The floors gleamed. The walls were freshly painted. The kitchen smelled of antiseptic and promises. It was ready for new tenants. It was always ready.